In this day and age, just the same as it was 100 years ago, there's still only two options to the way we can live, and that's through peaceful slavery or dangerous freedom. And I choose dangerous freedom. This man pictured is Scott Farr, owner of the Mailroom Barbershop in Birmingham, Alabama. Now, due to the recent lockdown orders passed by tyrannical Governor Kay Ivey, small business owners throughout the entire state of Alabama have been deemed non-essential. Now, on the other hand, big-name stores like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, along with any state, county, and city government operations, still have all their freedoms to work freely and provide for their families, as they are all deemed essential workers. Residents of Alabama took a stand for their civil liberties on Friday, April 17th, 2020. This is where the Mailroom Barbershop owner let it be known that he was planning on reopening his shop on April 18th, the very next day at 10 a.m., regardless of the governor's tyrannical orders.
Now, today I was thinking about this desperate need to reopen America. You see it, you feel it, people are getting antsy, but not just because they want to go out to a restaurant, because they sense what's really happening. And then the ongoing violations of our civil liberties in the shutdown, we've been documenting them.
The owner of one barbershop in Inverness says he's opening back up on Friday regardless. WVTM 13's Lisa Crane spoke to him today.
The Mailroom is a high-end barbershop in Inverness Corners, and the sign on the door explains what many small businesses are dealing with right now: mandatory closures. But the owner says on Friday, the date the original shutdown would have ended, he's opening back up.
Because the consequence of this is there's going to be massive business failures and bankruptcies, and I dare say that that's going to be far worse than what we're dealing with right now.
Not only was Scott standing up for himself and his business, he stood up for everyone else in the entire community who is suffering from this governor's draconian, selfish, unconstitutional decisions.
Nothing's perfect. We're not assuming that, we're going to be a completely sterile environment, but neither is going to the grocery store and picking up a box of cereal that 17 people have handed out.
Scott made a post on the Mailroom's Barbershop Facebook page, and that's where he announced that he would be reopening the following day. I will leave a link in the description to the Facebook page to the Mailroom Barbershop, so you guys can go on there and let Scott know that you appreciate what he's doing and the big step that he took for his own community and for everybody else in the country. Now, I realize that some people may think what Scott done wasn't that big of a deal and it wasn't that impressive. But if you sit back and really think hard about the situation, in life, sometimes the smallest spark can start some of the most massive fires. And just that one guy to step over the line can end up starting a war that could last for years. Now, I believe that's what Scott was trying to interpret through the moves that he made during the protest. He was hoping that with the mind construct of the people, that if he could put that one thought in their head that others were doing it, that would be the push that he needed to get everybody to follow suit. That's just how things work. And I think it took a lot of bravery and it took a lot of character. And I'm sure it's opened millions of people's eyes. Now, just when you start to think that the tyranny was finally being ignored and the people were realizing that they didn't need a mommy governor or a daddy politician to tell them that they can be free, that's when the crippling foot of tyranny pressed down a little harder on the people of Birmingham, Alabama.
This is about civil liberties. This is about getting back to work. At some point in time, we all have to stand up and make a stand. So I encourage people to do the same thing. You can criticize me if you want to, but I'm doing this, and I think I've made the right decision for the betterment of the people that work for us and our customers.
Now, I know you've heard me say before that none of us is greater than all of us, and this is where owner Scott Farr had the support from the local communities and businesses and support from online communities to step out and break the orders of this lockdown and reopen his business.
Kevin Holdifer is not here for a haircut. He's here to show support for the owner of the mailroom and to try to get Alabama's economy reopened.
I think it's critical that we get back to it. We're destroying the economy, we're destroying our state, we're destroying our country. We can't sustain this shutdown much longer.
After speaking with parts of state and local government of Alabama, there's some news articles that come out that stated that Scott had come to an agreement to remain closed until May 1st. But that is far, far from the truth. Here's the way the talk went down between Scott and the Alabama government. Scott was unjustly coerced by Mayor Frank Picardo, Congressman Gary Palmer, and Representative Arnold Mooney, along with Governor Kay Ivey. Scott was told if he was to defy orders and act as a free man, his customers, along with his employees, would be targeted and charged $500 per person who entered the barbershop. There was also threats made to Scott that his business license would be revoked if he did not reconsider staying closed until the 1st of May. Now, as far as I compare what I've just told you guys to what the mainstream media said and the way the government reflected their conversation with the owner, it seems that they're totally, completely freaking lying, and they're just trying to cover it up and make it look like Jeff come out on his own and agreed, and that it was okay with him, but it was not. Jeff was coerced, he was threatened, and he absolutely had no choice but to remain closed. Either that, or all of his customers, his workers, and his business itself could be closed forever.
It's going to take us a long time to get back to normal anyway. But the longer we wait, the tougher it's going to be. These are your neighbors. These are your family members.
It's more than a haircut. It's about getting back to work.
Now, guys, I'm going to finish up this video with a short clip from Fox News that you need to see, and it needs to be shared worldwide.
Tammy, these numbers are shocking, and as we just heard from Mark Cuban, everybody wants to get back to work, but we can't right now because, we'd like to have a date, but we look at the data, and right now is why the president is trying to figure out how to reopen the country.
Well, exactly. And look, the important thing to remember here is that these numbers and this dynamic is effectively artificial.
And look, the important thing to remember here is that these numbers and this dynamic is effectively artificial.
Guys, like always, before you go, I want to thank everybody who watched the video and watches all my videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below and leave this video a thumbs up. Guys, I got a video coming out probably tomorrow that's going to be about the food and all kinds of different industries that are shutting down. You're going to want to see it, so make sure and hit that subscribe button. And other than that, guys, thanks so much, and I will see you all in the next video.